podcast. Available in video on YouTube and audio wherever you listen to your podcasts. Every week, Brock and James talk the latest rumors, news, and theories from a galaxy far, far away. Support us on Patreon for exclusive offers and join the Star Wars discussion. Patreon.com/RebelScumPodcast. Here are your hosts, Brock and James.
You are always scum. Rebel scum.
Rebel scum. Happy May the 4th be with you all. we are all here because we love Star Wars. I'm Brock. This is James. Boom. And below we have Heidi here today. And this is the Rebel Scum podcast. Heidi, welcome.
Hey, it's great to be here. Long time no see.
Long time, like skeleton crew time.
Skeleton
that was
crew.
it.
Oh yeah.
That was like the last time. That was like 5 months ago.
By the way, I rewatched that recently. It's so good.
Yeah.
I would like to rewatch it for sure.
I don't like kids Star Wars anymore. I only like adult Star Wars. That's all I like.
Well, you're getting a lot of it in the next couple of weeks.
I had a lot of gripes about this week's episode of Andor, the 3 episodes of Andor. A lot of gripes. A lot of gripes. We're going to get into them.
I look forward to hearing them.
I hate Star Wars. Hold on. Improvement.
There we go. Around the thing. Did you guys get up to anything Star Wars related for May the 4th outside of doing this podcast?
I watched the first 3 episodes of Tales of the Andor.
Yes. That was our nice little gift. It was like, here's your new Star Wars thing. What were your thoughts?
It was good. I'm not the biggest fan of the animation era, so I mean I did watch Bad Batch, but I don't know. It's just hard for me to get into it because it reminds me of just the I guess like cartoons from the holiday special and droids. To me, it's too kid for me. But like I said, I liked Bad Batch, but
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm watching this, and I know that water brings people back from the dead. I know it not only brought her back,
Yeah.
and it brought Darth Maul back. And the whole time I'm thinking, how come Vader, who was going through so much trouble to try to resurrect Padme, how did he not know about this?
Yeah, like I was like, oh, that's cool. And now thinking about that, having like, so this is the storyline in of Asajj Ventress's story, whatever. The first 3 episodes. So what you watched the first 3 episodes,
Yeah.
Heidi? Yeah, so did I. James, did you watch anything?
No.
Okay, cool.
Nope. I nope.
No, okay, that's okay. It's
I
fine.
haven't been inside today, to be honest. Like, but no.
So yeah, like it opens with that where like spoilers, Asajj Ventress was dead and comes back to life, and she gets dropped in this pool. Like I was like, oh, like right, it's typical Star Wars, you're dropped right in the action because I feel like the death of Asajj Ventress isn't something we've seen on screen, right?
I don't know.
Maybe it's a book, like I especially because again, spoilers again. Though I don't know, I think Quinlan's in the trailer for this show, but Quinlan Voss puts her in a pool. Sorry, go ahead, Heidi.
Well, it's just interesting because she was, like I said, I didn't really know the story that much, and I see him carrying her dead body, and he's with Obi-Wan, and I'm thinking, how is Obi-Wan okay with this? And I realized they didn't know what the water was. They just thought that was the final request. They didn't realize it was like a Lazarus pool.
Yeah. So she comes back to life, though it doesn't seem to be like immediate, right? Because like she chooses to come back to life, and they're gone. Like it's like time has passed, and she's back in her body, sort of thing.
Well, I don't understand why she can't be with him or something because they said she can either be with her mother and sisters in the afterlife, or she can come back to life. And they said, "What will it cost me?" And they said, "Everything you care about," which means even if you go back to life, you can't be with him. So
Yeah.
that was never explained.
Yeah, so there's like a whole storyline there that we're not hearing, like because I think Quinlan appears once in the cartoon show,
Yeah.
and I know there is a book about Asajj and Quinlan, so I'm guessing it jumps off of that.
Mm.
Uh, but James, one thing again, not to spoil it for you, but like this is something that you'll find interesting because the whole 3 episodes about it is like trying to find the path, which is I believe mentioned in Obi-Wan, because Quinlan is in charge of the path. And if you remember the Obi-Wan show, there was like that one moment where like Quinlan Voss, and you're like, what?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is like a continuation of, or maybe not continuation, exploration of what exactly that is. But I loved this show. It was like the first, like what we just sort of described with the pool on, was it supposed to be Dathomir?
I think
I think so. It was just like the first 3-4 minutes, just watch that, and if you're into that, then you're gonna love this show, because it was just like Obi-Wan's there. He doesn't say anything. They did not pay that guy to do any lines, but he's there. So it's just like I was like in immediately. So like highly suggest it. Like I watched it, and like the first 3 episodes are like 17 minutes tops. So you're like maybe 45 minutes. But yeah, it was excellent.
Yeah, I don't know if this is leading to something else because I guess this kid she rescued is now going to be her Padawan.
Maybe, I don't know. That's the thing about these Tales shows, like Tales of Jedi, Tales of the Empire. They give you this taste of this little storyline, and then we never see anything again. You're like, oh, that's why this show, I'm like, it's a win, always, in my opinion.
AK.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it. You know what?
What?
I'm just like, I gotta watch it now. No, I'm looking forward to watching it. I'll watch it. Probably start watching it tonight, and then I'll continue throughout the week. And I might finish it by next May 4th.
You should watch an episode before bed. It should be your little treat, for getting all your homework done.
Yay! I get to watch a little bit of Star Wars before bed.
Mommy,
that's exciting. No, it was this day. Sorry, Hi. This day is I didn't think it would get any bigger, but I feel like it's kind of like a day now.
Yeah, it's weird.
Heidi, what were you gonna say?
I don't know if it was on purpose or just the way I heard it. Whoever played Ventress's boss at like the train station or the.
Oh yes.
It sounded like Carrie Fisher, but I know it wasn't.
Yes. Oh yeah, and I looked it up. I looked up in the credits. I think the character's name was Court. And I was like, but yeah, like James, like this character looked like Carrie Fisher and sounded like Carrie Fisher. It was crazy.
I wonder if it's the same actress who replaced Carrie Fisher from Family Guy, because Carrie Fisher used to be on Family Guy playing Peter's boss. And I don't know. I haven't watched it in a while, so I don't know if she got replaced on Family Guy, but whoever it was, she sounded an awful lot like her. So maybe it's the same actress. I don't know. Or even if there was an actress who replaced her, I don't know.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I was like tripping out. I was like, I'm watching it on the train when I was coming back from the Jays game, and I'm like, this is Carrie Fisher. Like this is wild. Like it's not exactly right, but like the voice, like older. That sounds so terrible. Like if Carrie Fisher in her later days, it's like it sounds exactly like her. Like I guess Last Jedi Carrie Fisher. You're like, whoa! It sounded so good, but it was not her. It was not AI. It was someone else.
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't know if that was on purpose or.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, I'm glad you mentioned that because it slipped my mind. But when I was watching, I was like, get out of here!
Get out!
Get out! All 3 episodes written by Filoni. I can't remember if he wrote the other ones, but I was just like, yep, this is why this is good. He wrote it.
But I mean, some things I saw coming, like when that kid stabbed that guy in the back with both lightsabers. I knew that
Yeah.
was
Whoa.
Yeah.
spoilers.
This show is solid. Like it's just like keep making these. Like, why did you only make 6? Because I think they dropped all the episodes today, right? There's nothing else
Yeah,
coming.
they do that with the Tales. They did that same thing with Lego, which James has never seen. But.
I don't know.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Keep it up.
Look. For me, it's very hard for me to watch stuff. Not because I don't like it.
Mhm.
Not because I don't want to watch it. Just because. Yeah, so May the 4th has become there's really no excuse. I just don't watch anything. May the 4th is like blown up into like this big day. It's crazy because it's like I wasn't really paying attention to it today. I wasn't near a phone or the internet or Disney or anything, but it was everywhere. It was literally everywhere. And then I log on to get this show ready, and I see that Star Wars on YouTube, who joined us for a Skeleton Crew show, if you don't remember, they posted like a nice little like 2-minute video for fans or something like that, where they put together a little montage of May the 4th, and it's kind of like because there's the argument of what is Star Wars Day, May the 4th or May 25th, and I think May the 4th has staked that day and claimed that day as Star Wars Day.
If you Google Star Wars right now, it does a fun like filter over the page. But yeah, no, May the 4th. I mean, if we're gonna be talking pretend Star Wars holidays, I feel like May the 4th's been around longer. People get the pun, sort of thing. And if you asked me what day Life Day was, I'd be like
November 17th.
Yeah, exactly. So like I forget that stuff. I love that's a thing, but I don't know.
No, May 25th, the day Star Wars came out. That's the day people like.
Couldn't tell you that either.
May 25th, 1977, the day the Earth stood still. I know May the 4th is like they've taken it. May the 4th has won that battle. Yeah. May 25th is what it is. They don't even release movies on May 25th anymore. So,
what would you say about tomorrow?
Huh?
What would you say about tomorrow?
Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah.
It's the day that everyone dies in Star Wars.
I always just felt like it was a day of being greedy. It's like we can also make up another pun. So
yeah, nobody acknowledges that. We've done videos on Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah,
nobody acknowledges that day. That's like that's a fun one.
Yeah.
I'm in Anaheim right now and wanted to drop into downtown Disney for a Wookiee cookie. They were sold out and it was wild. Huge lines for exclusive merch.
Beautiful.
That's automated joy. There we go. Revenge of the 6th is also a day as well. Yeah. No, it's cool. Like Disney, I like acknowledge it, man. It's fun. This is the one thing, like, and I think I've said this for a while about Star Wars and Disney owning Star Wars. And I guess Disney owning Star Wars only because it's recent, but like just have fun with the brand, man.
Yeah.
Like I think we need more fun with it. I know they canceled Detours, the anime show Detours by the Robot Chicken Folk, I think it was. Because they were like, we need Vader to be scary. No, you don't. No, you need Vader to be scary when you need him to be scary. If you want, you can make it funny. If I want to laugh, I want to laugh. And I think Lego has proven like Lego's kind of done stuff that's just, it's for, you have to recognize a comedy is a comedy, for kids are for kids, and for adults. And I think, we were just talking about Skeleton Crew and Andor, the two different, totally other sides of the pendulum there. And, we know how to enjoy each one. Well, we do not, but we know how to enjoy them going into them where, you change your mindset almost with whatever Star Wars you're getting. I think release Detours is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, they're still doing Vader on Robot Chicken anyway. So
yeah, I'm surprised Robot Chicken's still on the air. I was like, it still does. It still exists. I'm like, it's a great show, but I forgot about it.
I didn't know it was still on. I actually, until this very moment, I had no idea it was still on the air.
It's 15 minutes. Actually, though, they have destroyed like rare collectibles, so that's probably the most expensive part of the show. But it's only 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was always good.
Okay,
Yeah.
So now that we got your little side project out of the way, let's talk about the real stuff. Darth Jar Jar is. Let's talk. Jericho's here. It's been a while, Jericho. Welcome.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Andor season 2, episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna kick this off. Okay. I want to hear what you guys think about these episodes, but I'm gonna kick this off right now by saying I was so pissed off watching these episodes.
Why?
They're so freaking long. They were like long and then long and then long. All of them were, I think, the exact same length. I'm like, this is, but it wasn't just that pissed me off. Put it in the theater. Just make it a movie. Just make a movie. Yeah. If you want to do something that's almost 3 hours, just put it in the theater and let me buy terrible popcorn that's all salt and sit down and watch this damn thing. I was like, why? And it was, honestly, these 3 episodes, I don't care who you are, were fantastic. Put it in the theater. Just let me go watch Star Wars in the theater instead of on my couch like an imbecile. Oh, look at this. This is great. I gotta go pee now. It's like, duh. And my ads, I gotta tell you, I got the Disney with ads. You guys can knock me all you want.
Oh my God.
But they were all in French. Every ad was in French. And I was like, I don't know what the hell the Thunderbolts are about. I saw the Thunderbolts ad 17 times in French. I don't know what they said, and I don't want to watch the movie anymore. I'm out, and there is a crispy chicken for Daredevil. I don't want that either. Screw you. I don't want any of that. I'm out. No, I don't want the Thunderbolts or whatever it was. All of them were in French. I was so annoyed. And then the worst part was the people on the planet were speaking French. So I heard this French, and then I'm like, is my Disney Plus French right now? I was going crazy. I was like, where am I? Anyway, fantastic episodes. Make a damn movie. And the French ads with the French planet really, really tripped me out.
So you're saying you'd rather spend $20 to leave the comfort of your own home to go sit in a theater with crappy popcorn and a sticky floor and miss a quarter of the show when you get up to go to pee.
Oh no, I would not leave my seat. I would hold that. I would probably just go in my seat. Let's be honest. I'm old now. No, that's gross. I would know. I'm saying just make a movie. I miss Star Wars and I'm at like this show. Honestly, season 1 was the same. The first 3 episodes, I don't think were for these ones though. It's the best Star Wars has ever looked. You can argue the plot, you can argue this and that, but visually stunning. Why am I not seeing this on a big screen? That's what's frustrating. Yeah, get me a diaper. I'm old enough. Oops, I crapped my pants. Let's go.
Oops, I crapped my pants. Yeah.
Anyway, it was great episodes.
Yeah, it's just looked good. I feel like I miss the bright colors of the first 3 episodes. I feel like this was very dark. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was just great. And the tones of these 3 episodes were super heavy. Whatever Bix is going through, that's it's just gonna be. That in the last couple episodes, it's just gonna build, and you're just gonna be like, "Oh, this is heavy, heavy stuff." But even I didn't really clock it, but I saw on Instagram that it's just when what's the other guy's name that's with them on the grain planet that's showing Saw how to build the bombs.
Wilhelm or
that sounds
It's not William. It's like Wilhelm or
yeah. Is there a scene where he's wearing a mask, but then Saw's like, "Oh, just breathe it in," and we're someone's like, "Is he getting high off of weird things?" It's this really explains his character in Rogue One, and I'm like, so it's this is a Star Wars show. That's crazy.
Well, here's the thing. In Rogue One, we thought he was breathing oxygen to stay alive, and now I'm thinking he's breathing that gas. That's probably why his body's breaking down. It's not that he was an explosion, somebody shot him. It's because he's breathing deadly gas, and
it's staggering how I'm definitely gonna rewatch this show when it's all done. Oh my God.
I want to do a watch of this show and then Rogue One, which, by the way, was a movie in the theater that you can go see, and then A New Hope. I want to watch all those like boom, 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 like
Yeah.
together,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not in the same day, but like
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Something Screen Crush mentioned, I didn't mention, so you really have to go back and watch the series. If you've ever been to Disney World,
Yeah.
Disneyland, they have hidden Mickeys. This show, you got to go back and watch. You'll find hidden Death Stars.
Right. What does that mean, though? That's cool.
It just looks like there's Death Stars. You know,
Have you ever seen the hidden Mickeys, Brock?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
if you go
You
back
have
and
to
watch it, you'll see them now. It's kind of like all Jeeps have 7 bars on the grill.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So from now on, you'll never forget that. Every time you see a Jeep, you're going to notice that there's 7.
Oh, I see. I was like, and that's a Death Star? No, I get it now.
No,
So
go
that's
back
the
and
head
you'll
Yeah.
see Death Stars throughout the whole series. now that
Oh,
you
sick.
know that.
I can't.
So they're just going to jump out at you. Yeah.
Can you did you look? Did you go and search for them after you heard about this?
You didn't have to search for them. They're
Or
obvious.
they're obvious. Ah, gotcha. That's cool. I like it.
One of them is the actual Death Star.
There it is.
That's the one I saw. I was like, oh, look at that, yeah.
But
Yeah.
also, something I don't know. I don't know if this was a Easter egg or not. I haven't seen anyone else mention on any other YouTube channels. I think it's only us Raylos who found it. I actually went to put it on X, and Disney Desi beat me to it. But I kind of felt like the Bix and Andor touching hands right before they got busy. I thought that was a callback to Raylo hut scene in The Last
Maybe,
Jedi.
yeah.
But I don't know. Because it was very romantic and the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's when I walked away. I was like, I don't want romance in my Star Wars, and I walked
Yuck!
away. And I was like, Tony Gilroy, you suck. You ruined Star Wars. And then at one point, I was like, where? Oh, look at this, KG. There was a Raylo Easter egg. And then,
yeah, it was in the shape of a Death Star. Yeah, no, it's
Our hands are both Death Stars. That was the wow.
instead of a heart, you're just like, whoa. Well, what did you? I don't think you said your review though. What did you think of these episodes, Heidi?
I thought they were great. The only thing that was, I don't know if we wanted to bring this up now or you want to wait, but the only thing that was,
You know what? I was gonna bring it up right now, so you can go for it. Yeah.
Okay. The only thing that I was disappointed about, which I know couldn't be helped, was the recasting of Nothing Against Benjamin Bratt.
Oh yeah, forgot
Get out
about
of my face, Brat.
So, what is the reason behind that? I did know about it, but I was like, okay.
Well, here's the thing. The only reason that that scene was even created was so they could put in there to let you know someone else was playing them. And I don't think that was a leak. I think they purposely
let you know.
And but yeah, so that's the only reason that scene was shot, because a lot of people were starting to get worried because Tony Gilroy doesn't want to do Easter eggs. So if that was the only scene we got of him, that wouldn't make any sense. But he said, yeah, that there are going to be more scenes of Bail Organa, and he's too integral to the part. And I guess he's already doing Dexter, which is weird because he died in Dexter. But then if you ever seen Dexter, dead people come back. But so they tried and they just couldn't do it. And he wanted to do 4 seasons instead of cramming 4 seasons into 1 season, which is what they're doing now. And so when Perrin says that, he's actually complaining about cramming all this stuff into not enough space. That's actually Tony Gilroy complaining.
Oh, that's amazing.
so because of that, I guess they tried to work it out. They could not get Jimmy Smits.
Yeah.
And I think about why it bothers me so much, and I think I figured it out, because Rogue One, even though it's before the it takes place before the OG, it's actually the opening crawl of the original trilogy. So I kind of feel like it's the original trilogy. And that is the only character from the prequel series that has anything to do with the original trilogy.
Mm.
Otherwise, you don't see him at all. Like everyone else, you pretty much see. I mean, you don't see Han Solo in the prequels, although you almost did, but story got scrapped. But the point is, that's the only prequel character. The only
Right.
only prequel. I don't know how to put it. The prequel character that's only in the prequels that appears in what I would say is the original trilogy. So I
Right.
think that's a lot to do with it. So also, if they recast Luke Skywalker or Han Solo or Princess Leia, I'm not gonna have a problem with that because those actors are no longer capable
Yeah.
of playing. But Jimmy Smith still is, so that's why it's annoying. And we've also seen him in Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's
Yeah.
voiced the character in video games, so he's Bail Organa. So I know it's necessary, but I think that was maybe the one character that was probably going to be the hardest to deal with recasting. I think anyone else recasting, I think we all would have been okay with it. But like that's the one character I don't know that I have
Yeah.
a problem with. But you know, it'd be funny, and I know this isn't gonna happen, so I don't think this is gonna happen. But what if like we're all being snowed and like that's just like that's just like a fake Bail Organa around a party, and the real Bail Organa is gonna show up. I know that's not gonna happen, but that would be awesome.
Yeah.
What did you think about it, James?
Yes, so somebody leaked that before I saw the episode, so I knew
Yeah.
it was coming.
Yeah.
I saw it. I thought for that half a second that we saw Benjamin Bratt as Bail Organa, I thought he was really good. Like I really liked the performance. Actually, like he came in like a hot potato and was like, "Bam!" I was like, "All right." That being said, I think if you go back to watch our Rogue One coverage from 9 years ago, whenever it came out, 10 years ago, whatever it is now, I love Jimmy Smits, and I was excited when he was finally announced to be in Rogue One.
Yeah.
I don't mind recasting, but my thing with this one is kind of agreeing with Heidi in that he's there. Why are you like
Yeah.
you've used him everywhere and now you're not going to? And what's the thing that like, and this is really what it is obviously it's happening. It's not going to sway my opinion of the show one way or another. And like I said, Benjamin Bratt, that crushed that one role that he had, that little scene that he had. But you go out of your way for the continuity of casting these things. You have the actress who played Mon Mothma in a deleted scene from Revenge of the Sith playing Mon Mothma. Like like there's little things like that. Like it's the same actors almost pretty much all the time. You have the same Saw Gerrera. You have the same casting, and like they're all like they've tried really hard to do what they can with the continuity of actors. And now I don't. It was weird when they said it was scheduling and money. I feel like it was money. I think Jimmy Smith might have wanted a little bit more money than like they're using scheduling as a way of we might still want him in another thing. Like let's not piss anybody off. But it feels like he was like, oh, you know, I can make both work if you pay me more. And you know, you saw the Jeremy Renner interview probably, right? Where he was like, he got paid. They wanted to give him half of. Sounds like Disney might be having some financial issues on paying their actors right now. So I can totally see them you know, not wanting to give him as much as he thought he deserved. So yeah, it's gonna. Honestly, I think this one brief moment to be like, this is Bail Organa, deal with it. And I think ultimately it's not going to matter because even though it is connected to Rogue One, it's a TV show versus a movie. If it was like a sequel to Rogue One called A New Hope and he was in it. Now, I don't want to see Benjamin Bratt on Alderaan getting blown up, which we might get. But that should be Jimmy Smits, as weird as that sounds. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's going to do a great job. It just is when you're trying so hard to keep the connective tissue and the continuity of your casting, and then you're just like, yeah, not this time. It's like, really? That's the one. Like you just said, he was just in Obi-Wan. He was just there. So I don't know. What about you, Brock?
I was like, oh yeah, there he is. Like, so I'm almost at a point where like, yeah, he better have more scenes because like, what was the point? If this is the only scene we get with Bail Organa, I'm like, cool, that's really nice. But you could easily have said, oh, Bail Organa could have been here, but he has to deal with like babysitting his daughter or bringing his daughter to college or whatever, and that would have been fine. But he must be coming back, correct? Like you don't. Why even bother if this is the only scene?
So, the next 3 arcs, I think he has a major role in.
Perfect.
Because it ties into a Rebels subplot, also from the show Rebels.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, like I think he's gonna have I think he's gonna be a major character in the next arc for sure. Maybe the next 2.
It's kind of trippy to me because it's like Benjamin Bratt and Jimmy Smits are totally different like people, and I know that. But when I was young, Jimmy Smits was on NYPD Blue and Benjamin Bratt was on Law and Order at the exact same time. And those were shows that my parents would watch and I would be forced to watch as well, which are also like that's okay. Excellent shows. But I'm like him and him. It's like I swear they probably wear the same suits at certain times. They're both detectives and they're both on at NBC. Yeah, they're both NBC shows. I'm like back to back. So it's like sometimes I really confuse them, but like totally different people when you really think about it. Like, yeah, not the same vibe at all. But it makes sense in my head. I'm like, yeah, those are 2 people that I interchange in my brain. So sounds great.
I think the casting makes sense. Yeah,
I had to think about it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's not Jimmy Smith. Sorry, go ahead, Heidi.
No, I was just saying, I guess it's going to be integral. I'm just thinking, would it have been better to cast a 20-something to play a 16-year-old Senator Leia Organa instead? He would have been in Rebels too, or maybe that's why they made him.
You know, but you also don't know if you're gonna get Leia or not.
Yeah,
we could be getting. I doubt it, but we could.
Well, maybe he's introducing her, or maybe I don't know. Maybe like I said, the cutscene I wanted to see Leia and his wife blown up on Andor. I mean, not Andor, Alderaan. So maybe.
For me, Bail makes sense because this is like we've said this for season 1, where as much as this is Star Wars, this is a prequel to Rogue One. More specifically, a prequel to Rogue One. Yeah. Less a prequel to the rest of the saga, more to Rogue One. And so Bail Organa has that small role in Rogue One. So I think that's why it makes sense for him as opposed to Leia or anybody else to be there. But I will say, when we were in the set, we got to see the Senate, which was fantastic. But who is that new dude in the center? And like, I was really hoping we would get oh my gosh, what is his name? What is his name? This is a crisis. What's his name? What is his name?
The blue guy?
The Vizier? The Grand Vizier?
Is that his name? Andor's just having a brat rebel season.
Yeah, that's good.
I think his title is Grand Vizier, isn't it? Or, I don't know.
Masamada?
Yeah, Masamada. Yeah, there we go. Jeez.
Masamada with you.
KG on there with Masamada. Yeah, this is a crisis. I want to see him. Bring him in, man.
Yeah, that's true. It's just like, of all people to put in the center of the Senate, it's like, why wouldn't it be that guy? He's literally the guy that's there. That unless it's like Terrence Stamp or Ian McDermott.
Or how sick would it have been if Gilroy was like, you know what, screw everyone, and he put Jar Jar in there, like, no, Misa gonna have
it'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering if, like, as we go on, there's gonna be like more Easter eggs and it gets more Star Wars, because that's what happened in Rogue One. Like Rogue One, it started being gritty, but that last part, that's when the Easter eggs really started to come in. I mean,
we're starting to get that.
I think Tatooine, the guy got his arm cut off, and then it ends with Leia.
Yeah,
on the Tantive 4. So
you know, Gilroy can say what he wants, but at the end of the day, as they say, this is Star Wars, and we already got Dakar in here. Like, they're already throwing Star Wars, because it's not like everyone's like, I don't like Easter eggs. There's too many Easter eggs. It's not.
What are you talking about?
It's not always Easter. It's not always Easter eggs, though. It's Star Wars. This is the world of Star Wars. Of course, that character's there. Of course, they're on Dakar. Of course, that's like this Star Wars was shrinking the universe. It can't, like, how big do you want the galaxy? Can't be that big. Then it's like every time we do something, it would make Andrew very happy. You're on a different planet, but you can't always be on a different planet. You have to, like, you know, world building is great, but you have to, like, oh my god, I lost my train of thought. World building is what it is, and you've got to keep what you have. So Gilroy can be like, we're not going to throw Easter eggs at you. Okay, we're not going to see Grogu in it.
Yeah,
but anything that makes sense to it, he's going to have to, because that's the world he's in, and it's already proven in this arc, especially. Like I said, the car. I'm going to keep bringing up the car because it's so random, but like there's already things in there.
Yeah.
It could have been any planet. They didn't need to be on that planet, but they're on that planet because it makes sense to the story of Star Wars. And so there's a difference between Easter eggs and Easter eggs.
And living in the world.
Yeah, and living in the world. Exactly, yeah. David?
Well, I mean, again, like with Mandalorian, some people complain that they shouldn't have brought Luke back, and it's like, well, that makes the perfect sense. And the fact that they could when it was really impossible, that's a good thing, like you said, just throwing something in because it's an Easter egg isn't a good idea, but neither is avoiding something because you're afraid someone's going to see it's an Easter egg.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, honestly, if we don't see Leia by the end of this, and what's his face from Rogue One,
Tarkin?
Galen Erso. Tarkin. I mean, the mention of him is perfect.
Yeah.
Or like the Emperor, like those kind of characters. If we don't see them, I'll honestly be shocked. Like, maybe not the Emperor, because it's just sort of like, it's like Vader. You kind of like, we don't really need it. But like Galen Erso not being in this kind of seems a little strange. And to do almost a similar thing that like Benjamin Bratton did in this bunch of episodes.
Well, like I get why we're not going to see Emperor, but Leslie Heslin said we weren't going to see Yoda, and we saw the back of him. I think we're going to hear the Emperor's voice, and they're just going to replay that thing from his speech from Rebels about Mama being under arrest.
I like that. I like that a lot. Actually.
I mean, that's where we're going in these next 3 episodes, right? We're getting in that direction. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. And I was going to say something else, and I just forget everything today, so I'm just going to go hide over here.
Well, here's a question I have. It's like, is this jumping between a year jump between all these episodes and the last season, and then watching all these 3 episodes at once? Is it working? Is it worth it? Or is it what should have just been one straight timeline?
I think.
Heidi?
Go ahead.
I just think you have to. You got to know what happened in those 10 years.
Yeah,
if they should have began 5 years ago.
I think it's.
Sorry,
Brock.
No, go ahead, James.
No, I was gonna say I think it's kind of working. It's weird because it's like here's a year, but it's like a moment in time. Like it's not like so far there has like the first one was 3 days of a wedding. Like with and I don't. I'm kind of like 50-50 on it. I'm like it's working. It's working.
Yeah.
But the year thing doesn't matter to me that it's been a year. Does that make sense? Like it could be like this is the next week. Like it doesn't so far feel like a year for me.
It's true because like in the first season, like there you could feel that section of like this is the story and this is the story and this is the story, and we assume it's not within days of each other. It's like I was on I robbed an armory and then I'm in prison like for a whole other thing. It's like it's all in the same time. So for all we know, like the first season could take place over 4 or 5 years, like this one's going to be. I think by the end of the series we'll have a better feel for it. But it's just like I think there wasn't anything from the first 3 episodes I didn't want resolution on. I think it worked. There was one thing I was just like, oh, what happened with this? I can't remember what it was. It's so stupid because it's the meme like Cyril on the bed like moping. So what exactly, like we don't actually fully understand Deidre.
Yeah, we don't know our plan.
They don't know, like we still don't really understand. He's working with her, but they're not in a really. I can't tell.
You know what? I saw the Scuttlebutt podcast say that he was going to end up on the Death Star by the end of this series. But now I'm like, I think he might be a rebel by the end of this series. He might be on the rebellion by the end of this series because he kind of showed remorse to what was going on after that plan. And he doesn't know, like Dedra is using him. She's not like, she's just flat out using him. And he's going to learn that, I'm guessing. So I think he could be a flop. He could switch sides. But hold on, before how do you say it? Will we ever see B2 emo again? I think he's on that wheat field. Yeah. I think he's on the wheat field forever. I think he has a happy ending to all of this, and he's on the wheat field forever. Fairly well, B2 emo. We'll get a spin-off of him. We'll have a spin-off of him just milking wheat or whatever. But Heidi, your thoughts?
No, they did hint that they had a quickie, but she wanted the lights off, so I don't think she actually liked them.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna learn. I think there's gonna be a problem there because he doesn't know that he's being used, and I think that whole relationship is a ruse put on by her to trick him because he's the most gullible one of them all. That she knows she can use him and that he likes her. So that's what I think's going on there.
I know he has OCD brought on by a toxic parent. He was raised, I guess she was raised pretty much like a prison for children. I'm assuming it was an orphanage.
Yeah.
It was a prison for children of criminals. Of course, I have the theory that she's actually. I was saying this to James earlier that she might be. God, Block is. We just said it. Luthen's daughter. Because she thinks just like him. She knows every move they think alike, and they're both willing to sacrifice people.
I think she's Ray's mom.
Maybe. No, actually, I think Cyril is Ray's mom because I think like the like I don't know if you ever saw the movie Sleepaway Camp where Sleepaway mother had.
Oh my god!
Sleepaway.
That's a classic movie. If you ever get a chance.
Never thought I'd see Star Wars: A Sleepaway Camp.
Anything is possible. I like that theory that he's just gonna end up on the Death Star. Like it's just like
I love that one. Yeah,
a tragic, like a silently tragic story for him. Like he's definitely like
Death Star.
Yeah. Like it's like I was like, and then he just gets another boring desk job, but it's on the Death Star. It's like,
yeah.
Well, at least I've made it. And you're like, uh-oh. Well, yeah, no, wait.
I
was going to say, no, that doesn't work. But the Death Star is operational in Rogue One. It's like, it's moving and stuff. So I was going to say, wait, it's still under construction. I'm like, yes, no, it's not.
No. Yeah. Heidi, you want to talk about this one? I don't understand the theory why everyone believes Dedra is Cassian's sister. I don't have that theory, so I can't speak to it.
I mean, I have that theory because she's the only woman he hasn't interacted with. But if her story's true, then that wouldn't have been her on the planet.
Yeah. But how where does that theory come from anywhere? Like, what is it just because?
It's just because it's least likely. So when something's least likely, that's where everybody's brain goes to.
I still think it's Bix.
Oh, God, I hope not.
And hey, it's Star Wars, so it's facts. It is on the direct course of it being Bix.
And there are people who still insist that and Disney's going to be mad at me for saying this. I don't agree with it, but there are those out there who still believe that Rey and Kylo Ren are brother and sister or cousins.
I think we're going to learn that, man, in the new Jedi Order movie. Where it's going to start opening crawl. Rey finds brother Ben. Opening crawl right there. Bix does look like the most similar, but no, let's not go there again. What? You are my sister? No, it would be awesome. It'd be hilarious.
So
I think. Sorry.
I'm just gonna say I don't know, of course, but another Easter egg I found, which might not be an Easter egg. The opening to episode 5 reminded me of the old WKRP in Cincinnati. which also came out in 78. It's a similar thing with somebody going through the radio until they find the station they want. So I don't know if that was on purpose or if that's just coincidence, but I don't know if I was the only one who noticed that, or I'm probably the only one who knows in this whole chat what WCare patients.
No, I met Herb when I was a kid. So
oh, really?
Stop that right there. Yes, I did. It was great.
So I am hoping there's an episode where Cyril dumps some porgs over Gorman for Life Day.
There has been I did notice there's a lot of like showing of like radio and TV in this series. Like
yeah.
There was one part that we didn't talk about last one, was like just like weird looking women on a TV show, like a talk show, and I'm like, whoa, I forgot about this. Why didn't we talk about this?
That was it, because that was this arc. We didn't.
Oh, sorry,
we haven't done that.
Yeah, I can't honestly. That's I think my major complaint. I'm like, and granted, this week I've been very, very busy and like watching it like piecemeal. But I'm like, I couldn't tell you which episode is which at all. Like, I'm like, it's in this block. It's in week 2. Like,
I don't know what the episodes are either. I'm just like, why am I not watching this in the theater right now? I will say the one thing I wasn't crazy about though in this arc, aside from what I just said, was Bix and the drugs. It wasn't connecting with me. I don't know. It just felt, I was like, eh. Like, I know it's gonna lead up to something and blah, but I was just like, I wasn't feeling it. Well, I wasn't there for it. And then she becomes a badass at the end. I'm like, do we have to go through her putting drops on her? Whatever. That was the one. That'd be my one gripe. It didn't ruin anything for me, obviously, but
I mean, she has had 2 bouts of PS. She now has had 2 incidents that involve PSTD. So. I don't know, maybe we'll find out Deidre's doing the same thing. Who knows? I know.
I don't like. It wasn't like it was it wasn't like I didn't believe it. There was just something about it that didn't connect with me. I was just like, I wasn't interested in it. I was like, yeah.
But that was and I mean, we kind of see it in the trailer, but like, what an ending where she finally faces off against that guy and then like shoots that guy. We see that in the trailer. They walk out and then boom. I'm like, oh, like even though I've seen it, I was like, that looked great.
I haven't seen that trailer. I didn't even know. That was the first time I saw it. Yeah, I went on vacation the day it dropped, so I was like, I'm not watching this. And then we're like, let's not watch it. And then you're like, I watched it, and I said, you son of a. I've actually still never seen the Andor trailer for this season because
smart.
You know what? I just watched the movie Drop. You know that new movie Drop that came out?
Oh yeah.
Didn't know what it was about. Didn't see a trailer for it. And Aaron's like, my wife was like, should I Google what it's about? I said, no, let's just watch this thing.
Just watch
and we watched it and we're like, what is this about? I'm like, I don't know. Let's go. And we're just the whole movie. I'm like, I think I know as much. She's like, me too. I'm like, and then we're like, I liked it. And I don't know if we liked it more because we didn't know what was going on. But that's my new way now. I'm not watching anything anymore. Just going blind. I don't know what I'm watching. It's gonna be great.
I think when you were I think you were texting me about watching the second arc, and you said, "Well, I'm gonna watch episode 6 now." And he said, "Be sure to take Pepto-Bismol because that was so intense."
It was so yeah. Let's go into that one before we get to the odds. I thought that 3rd episode was good. So spoilers if you haven't seen it. I thought that Mon Mothma's cousin, who I thought was her sister until Mon Mothma said cousin, and thought Mon Mothma's cousin was I thought Mon Mothma's cousin was going to die in that arc. Yeah. I thought for sure she was. So when who's the one that died? Val? Cinta. Who's Val?
Cinta died. Val's her cousin. Cinta's the lover who died.
Names are irrelevant. So Cinta died. When Cinta died, I was like, I thought it was going to be the other way around. Yeah. Because Cassian kept saying how like pointless that was. So I wasn't sure where they were going with everything. So I wasn't surprised somebody died. You knew something was going to go wrong in that. But yeah, it was. I liked it. I thought it was a good ending to that episode.
I like how her arc was complete because at the beginning of the episode, she was having nightmares that Dr. Gorst was torturing the guy that Andor killed for seeing her face. Yeah. And then at the end, she was able to kill someone for seeing her face. It was almost heartbreaking when she finally got a hold of him, even though we were glad she was getting her revenge. She's been dreaming about this guy ever since. He's in her nightmares. He's the reason she's becoming a drug addict. He's the reason she's miserable, and he doesn't even remember her.
Yeah.
The only scene that the only way that the scene might have been better is if she had taken his cake home with her. Like I actually expect her to sit and eat a couple bites and watch them suffer a little bit before she left. But
yeah. Oh man, it's just crazy. Like we said this before about Andor. It's like they're going in directions that like we're just not used to, and it's kind of working like really really well. Like I don't know if this is going to be like you have to watch the show, but it's something worthwhile. I stand by, like, you could probably just put this on a TV and turn the volume off, and people be like, "Oh, cool!" Like just looking at it is like really interesting. But yeah, like it's just engaging. It's like we haven't seen a lightsaber once, and it's still very very engaging. Like beautiful.
Wait until Andor uses the Force next week.
I just like I was 12 years old when I saw New Hope, and and maybe I was a bit more sensitive than kids my age, but I was just completely horrified when I saw Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru's corpses.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in this series that was more horrifying to me than that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's horrible to me.
Yeah.
When I was, I don't know, 3 or 4, when I first saw the New Hopes, as they call it, I didn't even know what they cut to. I remember being a kid, like, what are we looking at? And then my dad explained it to me, and I was like, oh, okay. And I've never felt anything for them because they sucked as aunt and uncle. They sucked. They deserve what they got. I do remember vividly as a kid not knowing what. I also thought, when Vader chokes out the guy, they're sitting around the table, and now there's an empty seat there. Everyone's like, "That's Krennic's seat," but it's really Jar Jar's seat. He force chokes the guy, and the guy goes, and he goes like that. I thought he spit out an egg, but it's a light on the desk. This is how dumb I was as a kid. There were like things in that movie that I'm like, I thought completely different. I'm like, I don't know how I watched things as a kid, but I made things up in my mind. So now that's why I don't like egg, because I associate egg with that scene. Like he spits out an egg.
That's what I call an Easter egg. Boom.
Oh.
Yes, I bet you sat there and wonder why the Empire didn't shoot out the escape pod.
As a kid, no, it never crossed my mind. R2 also taught me how to read. Let's be real here. I had the little records, right? It's like when an R2 goes, you turn the page. That's how I learned. All right, let's go to the odds.
Let's do it.
I can't go there yet. I have to find
Okay.
We have to find the odds, people.
The possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
Yeah, there we are.
Never tell me the odds. Brought to you, me, James, and Heidi by patreon.com/Patreon podcast. If you like what we do, why don't you go on down to patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast. Support us any way you can so we can continue to do these wonderful episodes. And we love Star Wars, and it's exciting to be a Star Wars fan, even though people are like, Star Wars, yuck. And I'm like, Star Wars, yum. So don't yuck our yum. Go to patreon.com and support us anyway. Become one of the many few that we love every day. Just like executive producer Heidi Feder, who's here right now. Barry Brophy, Dennis Allen, Suderthron, Randy Kenobi, Mary Kristen Aton, Dale Erdman, Phil Stanforth, Rez, Scott D, Josh Price,
Matt W, Frank Perkins, Neil Lowry, Cosmic Girl 02, Gleek Play 1, Den of Nerds, Disney Desi, Charlotte, Ron Prasak, and Jeff Wilson. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Today's odds are, we're going to change the name of Never Tell Me the Odds to Heidi's Odds. Because they're always just from Heidi now. Never Tell Me the Odds. Yeah?
I was just gonna say, I know Andrew is odd, but if you have any more odds, please send them in.
Andrew actually has a write-in that I am going
Okay.
to put in fourth on the Never Done with the Odds list. So
Nice.
he gave me a write-in, so I'll allow it this time. Never Tell Me the Odds. Thank you so much, Patreon. This one's from executive producer Heidi. What are the odds that Star Wars rock, paper, scissors tournaments start popping up at conventions?
I honestly did not clock this at all. Like, I remember it happening in the episode. I was like, these guys are goofs, and then just like not. So I'm like, it doesn't stand out for me. So I'm gonna say 10%. But perhaps I'm not a good enough Star Wars fan.
I think there's going to be a whole freaking like room dedicated to it. I'm going to go 65%. And everyone's going to know exactly what they're going to do. Although, you know what, to be honest, we haven't seen Sabak anywhere really at conventions.
That's true.
So they do that. So I don't know, but rock, paper, scissors, I think anybody could do. Okay. KG is at 65%. Automated Joy 100. Heidi, what say you?
I'm gonna cop out and go full Brock.
Oh,
Nice.
it's not a cop out. That is a legit score. That the first was it like the first like 4 episodes, Brock was like 50-50.
50-50.
Never Tell Me the Odds again from executive producer Heidi. What are the odds that Perrin has a redemption when Mon Mothma leaves the Senate?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Because is it going to be predictable, like his reaction, because he's just out for status?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go 45%. I don't think this guy's gonna have some redemption moment. I think what we see is what we get, because I think Mon's life has to completely fall apart.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what to make of Perrin still.
Yeah,
You know,
they're
like,
giving him a
season
lot
one,
of time.
yeah, 66% for Perrin from KG. See, because in season 1, I'm like, oh, he's a jerk, and then by the end, I'm like, maybe he's not, and now I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna go full Brock. I gotta go full Brock because I just
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know what they're. I don't know. Should I say it again?
Sure.
I gotta call Tony.
I'm gonna pull prices right and go 51% because
Ah,
I don't know. I think they're getting along more now that the daughter's out of the picture.
mm-hmm.
He seems a little tired of the Empire as well, and who knows? Maybe he's although he's friends with some of the dictators, but I don't know. Maybe that'll actually impress him that she's willing to put herself out there like that.
He might be a mole.
More.
Mole. I need to study Perrin more during that last scene with Mon and Krennic. Yeah, true.
Yeah, that scene was like really good.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes so far this season. On our final odd, our second last odd today, Bix will die in the next arc episode between episode 7 and 9. I'll go first on this one, 75.9%. My reasoning is she's got to go. Andor has to suffer some real loss before we get to Rogue One, but he needs her out of the picture so he can be completely immersed in his romantic relationship with K2SO.
Oh, right. K2SO still has to show up at some point.
KG's
Oh,
not and that's why I think K2SO is the last arc somewhere, and she's out this arc. I don't think she makes it past this one.
Sorry, go ahead, Aggie.
I'm gonna go. I mean, I don't think she's gonna make it out of the series at all. In fact, I don't think anyone who's not in Rogue One is gonna make it out of the series. To be honest with you,
except for B2 Emo, who is living a great life on Wheat Planet.
So I'm gonna go 80%.
Oh, K2 hop in the next arc. Look at 80%. All right, Brock.
I'm gonna go 79%. I'm not sure where this show is going outside of like Rogue One. I have no idea what's gonna happen next.
Heidi made a point like anybody that's not in Rogue One will die, but at the same time, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't.
I don't know.
Maybe they're just not in Rogue One, like Mon Mothma. Well, obviously we know why Mon Mothma's not in, but you know what I mean? Like, there's other ways to get rid of characters. I'm agreeing with you though, Heidi. That's how I think it's going to be it, but I think it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be that way.
No, I'm just adding because we lost Brasso in this arc and we lost Senta in this arc, and maybe next time we're gonna lose 2 people. I know we're gonna lose Luthen, so maybe we'll lose both Luthen and Bix in the next arc. I don't see Luthen make it to the final arc.
Yeah, I don't think so. I Luthen already though, huh? That's I don't want to go.
I could be wrong. I don't think he's got much longer.
I don't think he's making it. I don't think he thinks he's making it out, but I don't think he's making it out either. I'm just curious if he's one. I don't know we don't know how we know it's going to end 5 minutes or something before Rogue One starts. So we know where Andor is going to be by that end, but yeah, who knows where Luthen is. Luthen is for me the most compelling of them all just because of his dual. Well, Mon Mothma would be, but we know but his dual role, right? That's what's most compelling to me. And the mole that he has, what's the mole's name? What's that guy's name?
Lonnie.
Oh, Lonnie.
Mustache?
Yeah.
Arnie?
Yeah.
Arnie?
Lonnie.
Right, Lonnie. He's becoming one of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow, I like this. Like, he's really doing it.
I mean, if you know about the Nuremberg trials and the people who tried to kill Hitler, a lot of them, when they were found guilty, were executed in horrific ways. So a lot of them just killed themselves. So I think he killed himself.
Well, you've brought that up before.
That's why. It reminds me a little bit of Valkyrie that way. Even the oath in the Senate, when the Nazis took over, they changed the oath. It wasn't for Germany, it was for the Fuhrer.
Which is similar to that scene, yeah.
I'm gonna go to Andrew's question, then I'm gonna go to Automated Joy's got one in the chat that I want to go to. But I'll go to Andrew's first. Which of these characters do you think is most likely to appear in Andor this year? General Dodonna, Crix Medine, or Biggs?
I want to say any of them, but possibly Biggs. Just because I was going to say, like, I think my only prediction for the rest of the season is that whatever pushes Mon over the edge to just finally start leading the rebellion, I feel like that's next episodes. Like, that's next week. Like, it's like, I feel like she's just going to get forced to, like, leave her life of luxury and start, because there has to be some sort of rebellion established. Like, the last 2 weeks of episodes have been like, we're all in small little pockets and there's no organization. Like, that has to be somewhere there. So, like, I feel like that's gonna happen this episode where it falls apart and then she's like, screw it, let's go all in. And then the last week is just like, this is how the rebellion's born. So yeah,
I thought it was a Gorman massacre, which hasn't happened yet, and they changed it from the original Gordon massacre, which was brought up as an Easter egg.
I don't know. That's the thing. But like, when is all this gonna happen? Like, it's like 6 months before, like, the things that happen in Rogue One. Like, I don't know. You're totally making a valid point. I have no idea. But anyways, going back to the question, I was like, I feel like we're gonna start seeing those characters soon, because it's like, here's Blue Leader and here's Biggs or whatever. I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
What are they going besides Biggs? I'm sorry.
It's just like, which person do you think is going to?
Right. But I don't remember
General
Biggs' name.
General Dodonna, Crix Medine, or Biggs?
This is such an Andrew question, not like C-3PO or Bale. It's like,
I mean, it would be neither. I think we'd see Wedge and Tilly's before but I guess Biggs.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. None of them is what I'm saying. I'm saying none of them. None of them. Blue Leader. That's all we need. Is
Blue Leader.
And now Automated Joy in the chat. Do we think Clea will make it out alive? Is Clea making it out alive?
Nobody.
Heidi, stay positive. Stay positive, Heidi. Come
Okay,
on.
I'm positive she's not gonna make it out alive.
Positively not happening. Brock,
Who is Clea? The daughter?
Luthen's
Oh, the assistant.
yeah.
I don't know. Full Brock. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen next.
I kind of feel like she might be imprisoned.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm gonna go full Brock as well. I'm not
She's
sold on.
She's in the cell next to Leia on the Death Star.
There you go. There's gonna be the new special edition. Luke accidentally frees her instead of Leia. Clea, I thought you said Leia.
Put all our frigid looking brunettes together in the prison block. It's fine. We'll just put them all together. So it's like, yeah, you look the same. Perfect.
You look the same and you have the same name, basically.
Yeah.
You're all in together.
Well, there's that theory she's a former handmaiden, so.
Well, all right, let's go over to top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5 moments from the second arc of Andor season 2. I'll go first. Do you guys have your odds? Or
Yeah.
your list? Heidi, do you have a list? Heidi has a list. Brock, you want to go last then on all of these?
Sure.
So you can. My number 5. Tubes, 2 tubes.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
got
that
2
was good.
tubes, and that like a Yeti dude too.
You want me?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Saw shooting the Imperial spy.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Shoot, what was my number 5? I had it for a second there.
I don't know.
Oh, thank you. I think because it's kind of dark. I do like this idea that like Saw Gerrera is like crazy and he's like inhaling things he shouldn't be. I'm like, that's wild. But anything with him in this was like really, really good. Like he's just that character just so unhinged. It's wild.
He is. By the way, 2 tubes' name is Edrio. Edrio 2 tubes. If you don't remember from.
Oh yeah.
I believe it's Edrio. Yeah, he has the other one. I don't know. Is just tubes. I think. My number 4 is Saw's speech when he gives that big, long-winded speech. I like it. Number 4.
Well, I guess it might be mine too because I was gonna say him in a way baptizing Wilmon by getting Wilmon to take his mask off and breathe in the toxic fumes.
My number 4 is the fact that they spoke a totally different language that just sounded like French. I was just like, this is wild. To the point I'm like, did they make up this language? Or like, has anyone like discovered that it's actually French? I'm not sure.
Based on the commercials that I had beforehand,
It sounded like French.
I was like, it came out of it, Brock, and I was like, "Is my Disney Plus set to French?" And I was really like, and then I was like, "But there are subtitles." I'm like, "What is happening?" I couldn't figure it out. Yeah, no, Thunderbolts in French doesn't look as good as it does in English. I just want to bring that up.
It's one thing to have the commercials during like Skeleton Crew and like whatever. You probably get one during Tales of the Underworld, but the fact that you have to watch all 3 hours every Tuesday,
and there's like 4 or 5, and there's 4 or 5 commercials.
Oh my God, it must last forever.
I almost paid more for it, and then I was like, no.
I just imagine you in a full body sweat watching this, just because you're like, I can't watch things that long. I can't do it.
It was tough. The worst is you can see when the commercials are coming. So you're just like, KG's got Saw's monologue, Bix's revenge, Cinta's parkour, Val's eulogy, and Gorman aesthetic.
Nice.
We're
on number 3 now?
Yeah.
Did everybody go there? Yeah. My number 3 is Cyril the Spy. Cyril the Spy. Who saw that one coming? Nobody. Because he's not really. I liked it. I think he had like his little like get smart video chat going on there. Like I thought he was gonna pull out the cone of silence for a second. I'm like, what's going on? Cyril the spy.
I almost want to say the fat guy eating donuts watching the pod races, but I'm gonna go with Val's speech to the guy who accidentally killed her girlfriend.
Yeah, my number 3 would be like the tragic death of Cinta. Like that whole just you're like, no, like it's just like a character that is not really in every episode, but you're just like you feel it, especially because it's like off screen. It just sort of you turn the. It's not like there's nothing dramatic about it. It's just like this is it. People are going to die because this is like this is a dangerous time.
Two of our characters have died off screen now this season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Brasso. That's right.
Wow. All off screen. B2 Emo's safe though.
He's fine. He's fine.
Although we should have seen it coming since she and Val made up. So
I thought Val was gonna die though. I said, and then yeah, it wasn't. My number 2 is when Saw kills the traitor dude. I'm like, yeah, kill him.
Yeah, that was
never
good.
forget Brasso. Never
forget.
My number 2 is the intense thing around the circular braille while everyone's talking.
Oh yeah.
And Clay and Lonnie are working together to get the.
Yeah.
That's my number 1. I'll just say that now. That is my number 1 because that was my favorite moment.
I'm gonna say something similar, but I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna say Lonnie in that episode. Like it's just like a character that are like, who's this throwaway character? And then he shows up again in like last week and now this week. Like, fantastic.
Yeah, he's becoming the best. And all right, my number 1 is the tense moment. I thought it was really well done. It was fantastic. Heidi, your number 1.
Bix's revenge.
Yep, that's mine as well. It was just like that looked awesome.
Everybody walks away from explosions. You walk away from explosions.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Those are our top 5s. Let us know what your top 5 are in the comments down below. Chat, that was awesome. All right, let's wrap this. May the 4th up. May the 4th be with all of you. Anything else you want to say, Heidi?
Well, if you want, you can check out my books, Amazon.com. I have one book. I block the title of my own book. His Enchanted Swan, that's under my real name, or if you go into my my pen name Andrighton, I have 3 other books there. And I'm not posting. I'm bragging about my niece, Rachel Tanzos Richardson, won her hammer throw tournament in Oklahoma.
Wow.
Last month, she threw 78 meters, which makes her the number 1 hammer thrower in the world. And she's
amazing.
Number 5 of all time in the world and number 3 of all time in the U.S. But so far, as of 2025, she has the farthest throw for a woman.
That's awesome. Congratulations to her.
She barely missed the Olympics in 2024, so she's hoping to go to 2028.
Hopefully. That's awesome.
Amazing.
If it doesn't burn down by then, I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Thanks for joining us, Heidi. Brock, anything else you want to say?
No. Happy May 4th. I did nothing Star Wars today outside of wearing clothes and watching this stuff. I did that, but it's like it felt good, you know. Even though I didn't really do anything crazy special, I had Star Wars socks on. I'm like living the dream. So yeah, just another fun day.
Another fun day. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you guys had a great May the 4th day. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back later this week to talk the third arc of Andor season 2, where Bix is going to die. B2 Emo is going to fly in and save the day and have a good time. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a like and a subscribe. Until next time, Brock, you were always scum.
Rebel scum.
Scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.